Alright, what do we need? Pilot, scalding tarn. Oh, sneezing over here. Let's just return some of this other stuff. We'll try out the ledger shredders. Storm, Meyer, Luda Delta, no, not Portcullis Vine, Ragavan, Grixis, Pyro, Lana, Shredder. These are up to 70 ticks. Jeez. What else? Alright, so I needed to sure I'm forgetting a bunch, but this will at least give us something to start with. Anything I'm forgetting? Doesn't look like it. Rent. Send me those cards, please. Alright, as we wait for cards to get in, we're gonna play the Texas style shadow deck first. Gonna swap around some stuff in here, just haven't decided what yet. We'll let everything get rented and then move it. I was thinking like cut down to 19 lands, maybe swap the 2 Snapcaster for 2 Ledger Shredder. We'll see. Come on. Might cut down to 1 Lili. So I know I want to cut these for shredders. What else do I want to change around? Do I want Unholy Heat? If I get Heat, I probably want Bobble I want Bobble. I need to move some stuff around. Yeah, I don't have the deck list up on a Stream Decker yet because I haven't finished making whatever adjustments I'm going to for today. So I can do like that for 4 baubles. And then maybe 3 Unholy Heat. Stolen Rims, what's up? Let's see. Do like that. Yeah, I guess we can give it a shot. I don't think Mana Trader sent me the other engineered explosives. That would be because I didn't put it in the list. Let's add that back. Rent. Move some of this stuff around. Get our other EE in, then we'll be ready to fire it up. Come on, EE. There we go. So let's add this to the sideboard. Now we will export this. Go update Stream Decker. Set is current, and now the exclamation point deck list command should be good. Alright, so let's go over the YouTube intro real quick, and then we'll go ahead and hop into the first league of the day. Alright, welcome everybody checking it out on YouTube later, everybody watching the stream live. Why is the camera off? What happened to our camera? Properties. We're just like not recognizing that there's a camera attached. Let's figure out this real quick. So you plug in over here. Back in. Well, I have a lot of this stuff plugged in on the front, and it would make life a lot easier. That did not appear to do anything. So let's go find no, it's you. All right, we got troubleshooting mode. All right, so this wire runs here and across there. If I unplug it, the camera turns off. So we have confirmed this wire for the camera. Now we've got camera plugged back in. So why is our camera not wanting to work? Let's remove it. Nope, that's not what we want. Let us add a video capture device. Add source. Why are we frozen on the webcam? Why are we frozen? Properties. Aha! We are fantastic at this. So that is a capture device, but I need the border. I will figure that out later. Whatever. All right. Let's fire back up YouTube. Welcome everybody in YouTube difficulty. Everybody live in the stream after some technical difficulties, which we've got to move that over. Bam. We're good. We're live. Problem solved. First look of the day, playing some Jun Shadow, this kind of Texas style, going a little bit bigger with Spyro, Liliana, stuff like that. See how it goes. We're trying out a couple copies of Ledger Shredder in the main, so hopefully that goes smoothly. Took out the 2 Snapcasters for 2 Ledger Shredder, and then took out 20th Land, 2nd Liliana, 2 bolts for 4 Mishra's baubles, and the K command and 2 other 2 bolts for 3 Unholy Heat. So we're gonna see how that plays out today. Sideboard, pretty much just how we had it last time. I swapped out a Flusterstorm for a Mystical Dispute. So not a bunch of major changes. See how it goes. But y'all don't come here to watch me talk about changes. You come here to watch me punt games of Modern. So let's do that. I'm trying to remember. I think we beat like 4-color Pile, Elementals last time. I don't remember what else. Pretty sure we went like 3 and 2. Might have been 4 and 1. But maybe Ledger Shredder will help fix some of our woes. If our opponent decides they want to play against us. Nope. Try again. Well, hope everybody's having an awesome Wednesday so far. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. We've had a whole bunch of bad weather here today. So if you see me like sniffling, allergies. Alright, hand's pretty decent. Turn 1 Heat, turn 2 Croxa, maybe turn 3 Spyro. Or if we need to go like turn 1 Heat, turn 2 Terminate, turn 3 Spyro, ditch Croxa, we can do that. Tron. Thoughts on Brazen Borrower? 2 mana intensive are just bad. Just not really what we want to do for 2 mana. Alright, so the question now becomes, does our opponent have access to Tron? Or are they missing something? So I'm thinking we Croxa here. We might like Spyro ditch our 2 removal spells next turn. Be able to escape Croxa the turn after that. With 3 cards in hand, I have to imagine that they've got something dead they can ditch to this Croxa. I don't know if there's a big reason to crack the sphere there. Like, if you have Tron, just keep 3rd Tron land in your payoff and you're fine. Liquid metal coating. Alright, so dash Ragavan to kill the Karn's pretty decent. Obviously depends on whether or not they have a follow-up. That's a follow-up. Another Karn the Great Creator. So now they can just start pinging off lands. Can't imagine there's a lot of stuff we can beat here. Yeah, especially that. Alright. Tron doing Tron things. Get rid of Terminates, Stress Downs, Unholy Heat. Yeah, it's like second Turok's a little less exciting. So, Tron, not a great matchup for these kind of newer variations of Shadow. The Ragavan, Drown in the Loch, Expressive Iteration builds. Really want to see like turn 1 Ragavan. Alright. Not great. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. I think I'm just gonna play out the monkey. Got Tron. We need a Thoughtseize. Not quite that. Might as well play that out. Not much else to do. Do nothing. Alright, so we can Liliana tick up, ditch the shadow. But we know they've got an Ugin, so any fourth land drop plus Ugin kind of does us in here. Yeah. Alright. What do we say we just like restart, go to a new league? I think we can do that. Just the 01 Tron Drop. I'm usually not a fan of 01 dropping, but sometimes you start a league and it just like doesn't feel good. So we'll take it. Like, we could fight back for a 3-2 or a 4-1, but just like match one, Tron, seeing all the pieces, nah. We'll just reset, regroup. Do you play Ledger in this deck? I'm trying out 2 Ledger Shredders today. So, we'll see. Like, I've tried a couple lists with 4 Shredder and didn't think they were very good. Played a list with 2 Shredder that felt pretty decent. So, I think 2's kind of like the number that if I'm planning on playing Ledger Shredder, that's where I'll be at. Do you think Ledger is worth to play? It depends on your play style. Like, anytime somebody asks if a card or if I think a card is worth it, I kind of default to like, it's going to be based on the play patterns of some people and it's not going to be for others. So it's really hard to give a cut or dry like, oh yeah, worth it, or oh no, not worth it. I think I'm just going to start off with Inquisition. The Yorion Pile, so I really don't want to like play out Ragavan and have just turn 2 Ren and 6 kill my Ragavan. So And I think I am going to fight if they go to flash in an Ice Fang Quaddle here. This kind of like incentivizes them to main phase the next Ice Fang if they miss the land drop. My style is to beat the shit out of opponent. I mean, sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. Like, I'd say if your style is to beat the shit out of your opponent, then Ledger Shredder is probably not where you want to be. It's definitely a slower card quality type of card. It's not a beat stick card by any means. I miss Hex Drinker. Hex Drinker took a big step back with the introduction of like Expressive Iteration and March of Otherworldly Light, Unholy Heat, all those. Did you find a Wren? They found a Wren. That's rough. March. Alright, March is better for us. Let's go blue, red, Inquisition, and a Shadow, you say? So Shadow to hand, Mire to the bottom, Inquisition to exile. Now you've got a counter spell. Don't want to play out the Shadow into a known Fury. Prismatic Ending is the main cause, in my opinion. Level it up and get wrecked by 1 mana. Pretty much, yeah. Like, Lava Dart going away was such a big boost for a Hex Drinker, and then you just immediately get wrecked by, like, new big thing or big removal spell in the format. Ben, what's up? Alright, so they've got Fury Solitude. Or not Fury Solitude, Fury Yorion. So is their last card a Solitude? Draw. Show me the Solitude. No Solitude. So what do you have? Like, it has to be a Solitude, right? Hauling ass to a rig. We winning? We're winning at the moment. Like, we know 2 of their 3 cards are Yorion Fury. So yeah, this has to be a Solitude. Get out of here. Won that game. Like, I really want to play a Shadow variant with Prismatic Ending. I haven't found one that I like yet, but I feel like being able to have an answer for turn 1 Expedition map or Chalice pre-boarded is pretty huge. Alright, so bringing in Dress Down, Turox, Mystical Disputes, forwarding out. Let's go like a Ragavan on the draw, Unholy Heat. There's more heats. Got Terminates, Dress Downs. Forward out a second Ragavan. I don't want to have a bunch of Ragavans into like Ice Fang Coatls and Ren and 6, March of Otherworldly Light. I don't think people often realize how much of like a brutal opener this is. Just your opponent getting to play an Abundant Growth on a turn 1 on a basic forest. So like now their mana is perfect, even if you've got like a Blood Moon or something. Let's see what happens. See if they go for an Ice Fang Coatl. To Fairy, sure. I'll get rid of Dress Down because I can't Dress Down in response to them playing something relevant. Matic ending my Lili. Okay. Verdict, Iteration. So if I take Iteration here, play my own Iteration, try to find land for Shadow. So I can go Bobble to hand, Inquisition to the bottom. Play out Shadow. And I'm going to keep this Bobble in hand for Spyro. So if they decide to like tick up to Fairy, bounce Shadow, or tick up to Fairy, Verdict, it looks like they're just ticking down on their whatever it is. That thing, Abundant Growth. Turok off the top would be really nice. They have it. Alright, no counter spell. That's good. We hope this eats a supreme verdict. Yep. I'm just gonna ditch Shadow Ragavan. Now, if they don't have a follow-up land. So close. That would have been a really good turning point if they didn't have the land. Shuffle in my yard, sure. Alright, so let's take Omnath. Yeah, take Omnath, drown this Omnath. Attack it to fairy. There we go. So now I've got expressive iteration. Another endurance. So last card's another lightning bolt. I have 2 cards. Whoops. Right. We know we get a lightning bolt. Omnath. It's always got to be more Omnaths, doesn't it? All right. No, we're not out of it. Don't know why they're not attacking with the Ice Fang. try to dress down. Yorion, Ewit, unknown. Yorion, unknown. Oh, no. Why are we not kicking? Punt. Punt. Yep. Can't do anything about that. Why did it just put Yorion or Turok on the stack? I guess I've just hit cast instead of cast with kicker. But like cast with kicker should be at the bottom, so it should be the first one you go up to. Oh well. Oh well. Just means we gotta win game 3, right? Yeah. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Shadow, turn 3 Lili. Or like turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Shredder. Veil of Summer, Abundant Growth. I think I'm just going to take the Abundant Growth. Alright, so now do I want to get down Shadow or get down, I guess, Ledger Shredder? And then turn 3, I might go like Shadow, Drown in the Lock to Fairy if they play another fetch land or something. Or if they kill the Ledger Shredder. Do I want to Inquisition and drown the Veil of Summer? Yes. Discard Islet. Switch to Fairy. And best thing to draw next turn would be a black source, so I can Shadow plus Lili. I think they drew a counter spell. Like, why would they not just add Yorion to hand? Guess it could have like a verdict. That'd be pretty rough. Nope. Alright. What do we got? Fury to kill Shadow plus Lili. Oh. Alright, that's like pretty decent for me. So I'm happy with that. We're gonna march Lili. That doesn't seem particularly good. Bolt Shadow. Now they have to exile a white card from hand to be able to march Shredder. This doesn't even get rid of Planeswalkers, does it? So this is like one of the reasons I'm not huge on Ledger Shredder and the Shadow decks, is you just don't have enough time to like set up with Shredder. Get rid of Iteration. So March, reveal March. All right. I don't want to do this. I could Lili uptick and just discard this known Bauble. I could play Bauble, then play Spyro, get Shredder trigger. I could play Spyro, ditch Bauble for the token. And then discard something that I draw into. I think that's probably best. Alright. So let's Shredder trigger. Discard. You keep the drown. What are they drawing into? Prismatic ending. ending is fine. Dramatic ending my ledger shredder. It's kind of cruel. Alright, so we know that hits Yorion. Let's go swing in with dudes. Thoughtseize. Take Yorion. Pick up Ditch Inquisition. And now Drown in the Lock should be able to counter whatever their last card could be. Or we don't need to. Alright. So Texas style Grixis, showing why it's got some decent play against the 4-color piles. Just Lilianas and Spyros and things like that. We can grind with them relatively well. They're still going to outgrind you if you don't mix in like some reasonable tempo plays, but at least it's not like, hey, you answer this first thing and I'm just dead in the water because I've got no pressure and no ability to work around that. Turn 1 Ragavan Bobble, turn 2 Drown possibly. Seems fine. What does this hand want to see? It's not like a horrible burn hand. Basic plains. What plays Marsh Flats? Basic plains Bobble. A Wild Mike appeared? Always. Wild Mike trying to figure out what plays Marsh Flats, Basic plains Bobble. Alright. So I think I'm just sitting on Drown in the Lock this turn. I'm assuming they don't have like a fatal push because they probably would have killed the Ragavan. And they're putting 2 cards in the yard for this Drown in the Lock. So like I know if they play a 2-drop, I can counter it. Plus, it lets me pay 4 more life, get down to 15, 13, 12, so I can play out 2 shadows next turn. Like, I guess this could very easily just be hammer time. Looks like hammer time to me. So let's get you out of here. That's a really good draw against this Urza Saga. Decent chance they're just dead next turn. So let's go Iteration. Terminate to hand. Steam Vents to exile. Shock in Steam Vents. Play double Shadow. Say go. And now if they pass with just like making a construct, we get to dress down before blockers, kill the construct, pump the shadows. More than lethal. They've got to have like a pretty decent turn here to not be dead. Alright, so is there any specific way I want to do this? Let's start with terminate. Move on to attack with everything. Opponent chooses the option that causes them to die. And we dress down the token. Alright. Ravioli Slap Event. Ravioli Slap Fest 2022. Electric Boogaloo. Alright. So this is all the stuff I want to consider. Things that I just know aren't great. Extra Croaks is a little awkward. Iteration's pretty slow. Ragavan's really bad. Board out like a Thoughtseize. So if I board out all that, what am I looking like? Just bring in one Turok instead of two, call it a day. Oh, I missed a follow. Gomes Gome 84. Thank you so much for the follow. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday so far. The old turn one Sigardazade. Carry on. Now, if they just have a... Okay. Thank God. I was going to say, if they just had a turn 2 Stoneforge Mystic, this would have been really, really rough for the home team. Alright, give me one more land. Rough. I think I'm just playing into this dress down. They make a construct, sure. I discard a Ledger Shredder. And they make another construct, and we say, cool. Here's our dress down. I kind of want to just get Swamp and Steam Vents and like be a little life total conscientious. like next turn I can still Thought Seize, fetch, play a shadow, hold up Unholy Heat. Or Thought Seize, hold up, Drown in the Lock. So I guess that's a lot worse with this relic here. I could Ledger Shredder plus Thoughtseize. Is that worth it? Nah, I kind of think they have like a Spell Pierce. Not have a Spell Pierce. We'll take Stone Forge. Smarabado coming in with the resub. Thank you so much. How goes the stream today? Well, we're in match number 2 of this league. We beat 4-color Pile last match. And we started off a league earlier, just like 0-1 to Tron, having just natural Tron game 1 and like Tron land payoff, or Tron land map, Tron land, bunch of payoffs game 2. So we just like decided, all right, we're going to just scoop it up and go to the second league, whatever. And so that's where we're at now. But we're playing the Texas style Grixis Shadow with a couple copies of Ledger Shredder over the Snapcaster Mages. Got a prismatic ending on my shadow. Shadow is sad. It's just hard cast Sword of Fire and Ice. Yep. "16 months of your stream, that's sick." Doesn't feel like it's been that long, does it? Alright, so I want to find a land here. Croxa. Croxa's not really doing it for me. I think I'm just going to pass the turn with K-Command, Drown, Unholy Heat. And depending on what my opponent does, I might like K-Command, make them discard. Just to get like a Croxa as a better play next turn. Second Ink Moth. So it might be like K-Command, blow up the Sword of Fire and Ice, make them discard, untap, Croxa away their last card, and like play a Shadow. Kind of like that. So discard, destroy Sophie. Discard a Windswept Heath, so I know their last card in hand is a Colossus Hammer. So if I Croxa, make them ditch the hammer, they can relic. High upside would be iteration, look for another land. So I could hold up Drown in the Lock. Alright, let's think. I can Croxa, make them ditch the hammer. I can Shadow, hold up Drown. I can Shredder, hold up Heat. So Croxa and Heat, Shadow and Drown or Heat, Ledger and Heat. Iteration to try to find a land for Drown, but if I miss a land, I could just be dead. I think we're gonna go Shadow, hold up Drown and Heat. Yep. Fire up the other one. So what I'm doing here is let my opponent attack. Okay. If they drew Spell Pierce, they'll kill me, but that's one blind draw to find Spell Pierce or Blacksmith skill. So I guess I should have done this before they attacked. Alright, that's fine. Still gonna die. Another land is great. So now I can attack in. I think I'm just going to play Croxa and Ledger Shredder. Should have played Ledger Shredder first. Oh well, I don't really want to ditch either of these, so it's fine. Would have countered the hammer. Well, I mean, I guess countering the hammer plays around Blacksmith skill, but it doesn't play around second hammer. So, just depends what you're trying to play around. Probably that's right. Counter the hammer. Counter the hammer. Neither play around Spell Pierce. Yeah, I guess he did have Relic. So, we were correct. Good old reality chip, eh? That's a tough one, because I really don't want to EE on anything on the board. Like, I guess I could EE on 2, and I'm not just, like, upset about it. Because, I mean, I lose a Shredder, but I get rid of Stoneforge and Reality Chip. But I can just, like, ditch the EE. Iteration gives me Delirium, and I can Unholy Heat the Reality Chip. So I think I'm going to do that. I guess I do get to strap this up right away. Maybe I should have thought about that more. Well, no, because they would have been able to equip it regardless, and yeah, this is fine. Alright, so I could get Alpine Moon, Fiery Islet, Alpine Moon, the Ink Moth Nexus, Unholy Heat, the Stone Forge. That. So let's go Ink Moth Nexus. Unholy Heat the Stone Forge. They could hammer up a chip. So I don't want to attack with the Ledger Shredder. Which is 3 to re-equip. Alright, they don't have Metal Craft. I could escape Croxa. That's probably best thing available, right? Attack with Shadow, escape Croxa. Or am I attacking with... I attack with both, right? Because they have to chump. Because if they don't, they're just dead to the Croxa trigger when I escape it. Now they're dead to Croxa trigger plus Ledger Shredder next turn. Now they have Metal Crafts. They can equip this and try to storm off. You. All right. That was a rough one. Now they can get Hammer, equip it. Ugh, that was brutal. That is really gross. And they get to draw a card off that. I mean, I guess it's not a free attack here. If I block and they move anything over, the Pure Steel dies. Huh. Are they just dead to the Ledger Shredder attack? They are, right? They've got nothing with flying or reach or anything. Yeah, they're just dead to the Ledger Shredder attack. Yeah, Ledger Shredder OP. Oh, man. That was a weird one. What do we have coming up? All pretty okay. Man, I thought we were going to lose that one. Why didn't they attack to gain life? My only guess is if they equipped everything over to the Pure Steel and attacked and I blocked, they wouldn't be able to move it back. And that's why they didn't attack. But they might have just like not seen that they were dead to the Ledger Shredder. No, want to join. Oh, demonic tutors. Yeah, we'll keep the D-toots indeed. Inquisition of Kozilek. Have at it. Kick his ass if it gives you that sweet raid. Well, we'll see. We kept a bit of a greedy one, but Funeral Charm. Well, probably going to cast that at some point this turn. Ooh, so let's go. What? Shadow to hand, Lili to the bottom, Delta to exile. Blood Crypt. You may discard a card. Are we up against 8 rack? We are. Alright. Urza Saga. Have at it. Taking Unholy Heat's a little interesting there. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, baby. Huh. Do I want to just Lili pitch a land? Like, you think I'm afraid of some 8 racks? Or the racks? Mishra's Factory. Okay. We'll see if they want to trade Construct here. Might Lili do nothing. Discard helps him. So discard helps him, but if I get him empty-handed and get 2 shadows down with a rack online, I'm winning that game. Like, reasonable chances or percentage of the time. So, like, I really want to get it down to just shadow versus rack and whatever else. Because, like, shadow's going to race a rack all day. I really want him to make a construct. Pithing Needle on Lili. Seems decent. Might make life a little more difficult. Like Raven's Crime. Nope. Let me just pass. What do you have in hand that you wouldn't want to discard? I can dash Ragavan and take out the Lili. Oh no, he just can't activate Lili. What am I talking about? Dash Ragavan, hit him for 4. Is that worth it? Oh, we'll just pass. factory's fine. Yes. Hit me. Hit me, dealer. Yeah, I'll trade out these for factories. Yep. Guess forgot about that part. There is additional text on Mishra's factory, isn't there? All right. Let's play out another one of you. Say go. And if he Ravens crimes me again, I ditch iteration, terminate the or ditch iteration, go to my turn, take 2. Alright, never mind. So this goes. Thoughtseize puts him down to 10. Tap correctly. Thoughtseize puts him down to 10. I take 3 off the rack. Go to 8. Hold that in hand. Not attacking with anything else. No. Got it. Alright. So as long as his last 2 cards aren't like Shrieking Affliction, another rack or something, we're good. But it kind of felt like one of the last cards was just another Liliana. Ian, what's up? Doom Switch coming in with a raid. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome everybody. For everybody coming over, we're in round 3 of a Grixis Shadow League. 2-0 right now. We're playing against Demonic Tutors, who is currently playing 8 rack. So, in for an interesting one if you're checking this out. I'm gonna keep in a couple pieces of discard. Board out my Lili, just do something like this. But yeah, for everybody coming over, my name's Michael, or the Control Freak on Magic Online. Play a lot of Modern, especially a lot of Death Shadow. So, if you're interested in Death Shadow or Death Shadow games, probably come to a decent place. least I kind of hope so. Thoughtseize away. Really, like, this hand's pretty subpar, but really don't want a mulligan against 8 rack. So, we'll roll with it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and play that out. Protect it from more hand disruption. Dolphy Voidwalker. Oof. Sorry. Sorry. Probably could have held the mountain in hand. It doesn't really do a lot to help me here. I can just activate itself. A little unfortunate. Doom Squad, what up? Exactly. Doom Squad coming in to watch him shadow. Or watch us get steamrolled by the demonic tutors, one of the two. Need to find a third land so I can iterate. Uh-oh. D-Toots turning factory sideways. I like it. Let's just sit on Drown in the Lock for a turn. If he wants to go in on factory again, I can drown it. Sure. Double factory beats. Yep. So if this is the case, I'm probably going to draw off this islet. And then just like go to my turn, play double shadow. Go. He has not missed a land drop, so like there's an okay chance he's got more lands in hand. It's like a Lili. Bantu's Last Reckoning. Okay. I'm about it. I respect the Bantu. Alright, so let's go Luster Storm to hand, Mire to the bottom, Bobble to exile, play Ragavan, pass. That's a pretty good one. Alright, what do we got? Drown's a pretty good one for us. So, if I attack with Ragavan, he fires up Factory. Block. Yep. Activate. still need to find something for this saga. But we've got 3 dress downs in the deck, so that's something. Now he's going all in on the make a construct plan. So I want to just trade this first Ragavan for a construct. That might not be horrible, right? Trade this Ragavan, then I get another Ragavan and hold up Drown in the Lock. Yeah, I'll do that. Make another dude, sure. Urza Saga gets what? Expedition map to just go get another saga. Yep. Iteration's a good draw. Alright, so we can Alpine Moon the Saga, which means I just want to go Kroxa to hand, Watery Grave to the bottom, Alpine Moon to exile, play the Moon. Urza's Saga. Get that out of here. Say go. Classic Ragavan on EE combo. This Ragavan is here as the world's bravest chump blocker. He is ready to throw his body away for the cause. Pour one out for the little homie. Why don't we play the Blood Crypt? For 2 reasons. One, I don't want him just like storming off with discard spells and rack effects and me sitting here with like no cards in hand. For 2, I don't know if I want to shock it in. Am I dashing Ragavan? Or am I just playing Ragavan? I think I'm just playing Kroxa Ragavan. So, black. Draw with Lochthwain. Take 4. Respect it. I mean, you're right. We do need to get something going or he can take advantage of Castle. But at the same time, if he wants to take 7 off of Castle plus Kroxa, I'm pretty happy with that. No. My Ragavan. Immediately feeling super punished for playing out that blood crypt, I hope you know. Alright, second lock, Dwayne. So, am I escaping Croxa here? No. I'm just playing out Shadow. Right? Alright, so if they've got Fatal Push as their last card, and I play Croxa, they take 3 off Fatal Push, or they Fatal Push Croxa, take 3 off the trigger, go to 6. Go to their turn, attack for 2, I'm at 2, I draw a card, play Shadow, I don't take anything off the rack. If they have Fatal Push now for Shadow, I have to drown, I can't Fluster Storm. Sacrifice EE first. If I was playing the Shadow, yes. Since I'm playing the Croxa, no. So he's got to decide if he wants to take 2 off this castle or just discard. Looks like take 2 off the castle. Yep. Ditch a Bantu's Last Reckoning. Alright. So what would best 2 cards out of them be? Not that one. That one's bad for us. So take 2, go to 2. Probably have to just escape Croxa again next turn. Maybe we're supposed to just EE this turn. We can see what they're drawing into. Maybe that informs our decision a little bit. Come on. Come on. board. Okay, so that's dead. So if that's the case, I think I'm escaping Croxa again. Red. Bobble. Ragavan. Iteration. Drown. Heat. Another rack. Okay. So they can Lili discard me. But even with that, I'm not taking any damage off the rack. I can draw a card off Lockthwain. But then if they draw something dead, they can be dead to the Croxa trigger. I feel like rack would be better as a red-black deck. Maybe. I don't play enough rack to really know. So we're discarding Thoughtseize. Because you know it kills us. So, did Lockthwain draw dead? If it drew a removal spell, you just cast the removal spell and kill us. So going to our turn means we get to attack, see what they discard, and then after they discard, we drown and lock this construct token and swing in for lethal. Ah ha 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 ha. Sorry, tutors. GG's, though. Ironically, that's a match I've played a decent bit. When I was, like, first getting into Death Shadow, we had a local guy that played a lot of 8-rack, so... let's see. So, Elder Jeep Fiend, fantastic name. And Lego Bob, thank you all so much for the follows. Hope both of you are having awesome Wednesday afternoon so far. Or Wednesday evening, depends where you're at in the world. Blood Crypt won the game. I don't know if I'd go that far. So, in the blind, easy turn 1 Ragavan. If Ragavan lives, great. If Ragavan dies, we can turn 2 Inquisition plus second Ragavan. Or depending what we're up against, we could drown in the lock. So, Ragavan, go. Ragavan does not live. So let's go turn 2 Inquisition. Sanator coming in with the big raid. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome everybody. Glad to have y'all here. I'm just taking a bolt and playing a Ragavan, or am I taking a Shredder? Got an answer to the second Shredder, so I don't really care. I'm just going to take Iteration, play out my second Ragavan. It's like if they spend a turn bolting my Ragavan, I get to spend a turn iterating for more stuff. Welcome, welcome everybody. Hope y'all are having an awesome Thursday so far. If this is your first time here, my name's Michael, or Control Freak on Magic Online. Play a lot of Modern, especially a lot of Death Shadow. A lot of not finding good stuff. Take Iteration. Exile Shredder. Swamp, say go. Shredder. Got it. What a good draw. What a good draw. Get out of here. You with the shredder. I would like it to be on the battlefield no more. Alright, so let's discard. I think I'm actually going to discard the shadow here. As weird as that sounds. See if opponent's got an answer to the drown in the lock. They do. Okay. And I think I'm just not going to do anything. I'm not going to play this Ragavan and give them the free Ledger Shredder trigger. Because if they flip over a non-land card, then they get to attack down Lili. Whereas right now, they can't. Unless they find like an Unholy Heat or something. But that means that like I might be able to dash Ragavan. Discard. I'll ditch. Bolt Lili. Sure. Rest down. I guess not really a sense to not dash the Ragavan. Go to Wara, so let's go with the iteration. Iteration to hand. We'll go Delta to exile, play the Delta, say go. Need a little bit of help here. Need opponent to have not found a counter spell. No counter spells. Right. Bobble hand, bobble exile, steam vents, and I think we're just casting Spyro. Unfortunately, their hand just gets like better and better the more stuff I cast. What are they deciding between? It's probably like Counterspell and Murktide. In which case, I'm pretty sure you just take the Murktide and let me have the Spyro. Either that or opponent's like aggressively clicking both of their cards like I want both of these. Discard a Lightning Bolt. We did find the counter spell. So we'll play Bobble. Alright. They're drawing dead. Which means if we just find an answer to this ledger shredder, that does it. Attack, no attack. Alright, now I do not want to give them a free ledger shredder trigger. But I will Mishra's Bauble them. If I see something I don't want them to have, I'll just cast the Ragavan. If I see something I do want them to have, like another land, I'll just play out the Ragavan. But I'll take a Bauble off their side. That's just like another free draw for me. Another Spirebluff Canal is fantastic. Let the good times roll. Their hand is a Spirebluff Canal. That's great. They've got 14 cards in their yard, so we can drown in the lock of Murktide now. So let's see what you got coming up. I kind of want to cast that, so here's a Ragavan. Swing in. Little Ragavan control for you on a Thursday afternoon. And let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Murktide. Ben, good luck. About to lose service for a while. Thanks for coming and hanging out. If you lose service, that's fine. We'll remember you fondly. If you're able to make it back, that's also great. So. Alright, Mystical Disputes coming in. Flusterstorm, EE, Terminate. Dress Down, I'm a little less excited about. Like, I know it stops counters on Murktide, but if you're just like dress downing Ragavans and Channelers, it's pretty rough. Board out the extra Croxa. Some number of Soul Guide. Ragavan. There we go. Yeah, roll like this. You can play one dress down, answers Hearse, but it's kind of narrow. You know what? We'll play one over the third Soul Guide just for the heck of it. I don't want to play it just for Hearse. That is pretty narrow, but it's a decent redraw, I guess. Has some upside. Nicely done there. You have to start your own bet on here. I have to go. Good luck. Appreciate it. If I knew how to start the bets, I absolutely would, but I have no clue. Yeah, like the floor of it is pretty high, being a redraw. Not even gonna try to figure out the channel point. Yeah. We're going to have to deal with no raid if we get to that point. What do I think about this hand? I wish it had something else going for it but Spyros. I think I'm going to ship it. Like 3 shock lands in hand is really rough. If one of these was like a 1-mana removal spell, I'd keep it. Wish I could start a bet for my phone. I have to be my computer. It's all good. All good. Get your extra lands. Go. You just get run over by Ragavan. With that first hand, absolutely. Like, that first hand is hard scooping to Ragavan. I think I want to go ahead and bobble. I know I can save it for, like, turn 2 to play after the Shredder, but I feel like I just want to do something now. I just got to be careful of, like, turn 3 Blood Moon. Not that I can do a whole lot about that. Shredder. Hearse. You got it. Does that mean I just want to play out like EE on 2? Or would I rather play Shredder? Like, if I play Shredder and they play Blood Moon and I don't hit a land for Spyro, I can't do very much. But if they decide they have to kill my Shredder, then we can reconvene. Iteration's good for me. Now maybe they double spell and I get to get my Shredder trigger. Also of note, they got steam vents off their flooded strand instead of a basic island. So there's a reasonable chance that they just didn't bring in Blood Moon. Which is obviously great for me. Great, like, third land is great. Now, do I want to... Liliana. Do I think that my opponent has got the card Spell Pierce in their hand? Or are they just going for an opt? Discard an Odawara. Seems like a really good one to be discarding. So it was a consider. I guess they can play out like a creature, animate her, swing in. So maybe this was a little loose. They have a Murktide too. Yeah, they just kind of get to do it all here. That was a really rough turn for us. Yep. All right. Regroup. So we'll ditch Crypt Shredder. Hoping to find something a little bit better. Pedro, oh shit, turned off the notification somehow. What's up? Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday. Yep. Like to find like a terminate here. Let's play Croxa. Shadow. Probably only have one copy. You mean of hers? Possibly. Yep. Opponent had it all that game. Had one copy the other day, and my opponent just pitting needle on Hearst. Never drew it, so I didn't care. Yeah, like, you definitely don't care if you don't draw it. Which, I mean, I know sounds duh, but... I do want Flusterstorm. Don't think I want this dress down, though. Like, hers is pretty solid. It's never been that great for me when I've played it. I guess it was okay once. But for the most part, it's been, like, pretty subpar. But I haven't played that many games with it. Hear a dog barking outside somewhere. All right. Game number 3. I wish I could board out Drown in the Lock in these leagues. Or in this matchup. But it's like so good against everything that isn't specifically Murktide. Alright. Hands decent. Played Zan both leagues. Was kind of funny. Didn't know he was streaming since I was streaming in the Shadow Discord. That is pretty funny. Played in both leagues. Alright. So opponent mulliganed. Really good for us with our discard hand. Let's see what they're drawing into. Inform our decision on this Thoughtseize a little bit. And I think we're just going to take damage. So they're drawing into another Spire Bluff Canal. So I think I'm just going to take Archmage's Charm as like best card available. Drown in the Lock's good. I feel like they probably should have held this for a turn. So they can play it with Spell Pierce back up next turn. Well, now they can Spell Pierce whatever we play. I guess we'll just pass and try to Drown in the Lock this iteration. Otreb, what's up? No iteration. Third land for Spyro's good. Yeah. They drew a counterspell, they drew a counterspell. Stitch, Soul Guide, and Drown. Alright. Now we're reasonable on board. If they go like iteration, Ledger Shredder or something, we've got that covered. How do you feel between this and Blue-Black Shadow Murktide? I think it's what you what you think you're going to play against. If you think you're going to play against more like Murktide and Channeler decks and like aggressive creature decks, I like this better. If you think you're going to play against more combo decks and more go big decks like Tron, Amulet, stuff like that, I like the other version better. The Murktide version. This has got like more removal, more early interaction, more pressure on board. The other's more like that protect the queen, get your dude down eventually, swing in. All right, no follow-up here would be great. Shock and Esteem Vents. Alright. Ledger Shredder is okay. So let's go ahead and kill the Ledger Shredder. Swing in. I guess I can leave one token back, so if they've got like a Ragavan, they have to kill it. Resolve our iteration. Go drown. Drown to hand. Shredder to the bottom. Thoughtseize to exile. Cast our Thoughtseize. Which deck did I beat? You mean like what did I beat this league? Just taking Jace. Or am I taking? Yeah, just taking Jace, right? Got Murktide covered. This league I've beaten 8-rack. 4-color pile and something. I can't remember the last one. Whatever the second round was. Yeah, full value this Murktide. We're 3-0 right now, playing for 4-0. This is game 3 of match 4. Alright, so I know they've got a Spell Pierce in hand. So let's go Terminate. They do not fight over it. I guess we've got open mana, so makes sense. Yeah, the 8-rack one caught me off guard pretty handily. They just draw another Murktide. Is that like their... let's try to counter this. So if they Spell Pierce my Drown in the Lock, Ledger Shredder doesn't see that they've cast a second spell this turn. They have this and a Murktide. Oh man. Ooh. Alright, so I know that I have to terminate the Murktide. Guess, yeah, Soul Guide's fine. They have to draw and immediately discard whatever they draw. And I'm probably just going to be using this Soul Guide to draw a card. Oh, that's really good. Let's get Iteration out. Do I think this deck can be an answer for 4-color and blue-red? I mean, I think you can tech for both of those matchups reasonably well. If your goal is to go into an event and, like, beat blue-red or 4-color more often than not, I probably wouldn't play a shadow deck. Just because, like, all of your shadow decks are going to be inherently less value-based than, like, the 4-color decks. It's an aggressive attack. Not the most exciting draws in the world. So if I go K command, 2 to them, make them discard. I don't think that really stops much. It's like really bad if they've got Lightning Bolt. Doing it on their turns, like even worse. Yeah, because now they can just top deck a spell and get a Ledger Shredder trigger. What do we need to play then? I'm a blue-white control player, and I think if I play blue-white, it must be Watho. It's tough to answer. Like, I can't really say there's just one catch-all. You need to play this. I don't think it's that simple. Alright, let's get our swamp. Get back Spyro tokens. Maybe we can find an answer to this shredder. Don't think that's really the answer that I want. But do I have to just draw into that? No. I'm gonna shuffle it away. Alright, just draw dead, opponent. Just literal nothing. Shredder's indeed very good in these mirrors. Aha, but not good enough. Alright, so back to the question. What do we need to play then? I'm a blue-white control player. I think if your goal is to, like, beat 4-color and blue-red Murktide, like, I don't know what's got the best matchup against those. But, like, going bigger on Shadow a lot of time just comes to the end result of, like, you shouldn't be playing Shadow in that deck. Like, once you get to a certain point where you're wanting to hit your 3 and 4 drops and stuff like that, you want to be more conservative with your life total so you can get to that point. And once you start wanting to be more conservative with your life total, then Shadow just, like, shouldn't be in the deck. Shadow's just a liability. Samba Galade, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Wednesday so far. But, like, you could play this deck and just take out the shadows, like, readjust the hand disruption and be fine. Sure. Pony Mulligan to 6. They're on Tron. They have to be. No other explanation. Opponent is clearly the bane of our existence. We'll say go. Probably going to use this bauble to scry. if they hit you with good luck, have fun, they're definitely on Tron. They could also be on Grishel brand or Neo brand if they say that. I've had Neo brand opponents say that to me multiple times, like, good luck, have fun, hope you've had an awesome league so far. And you're like, ah, you got me. Got the bolt. Boo. Alright, so back-to-back Murktide decks. Dash Ragavan. Yep. Can't play that one. I wouldn't have minded having it, but no, whatever. Greedy. It's good luck, have fun, because I'm going to kill you by turn 3. I'll allow the message. It gave me a little prompt. It was like, you want to let this through? Like, not really, but... Alright, I'm just going to pass. Hold up, dress down. Unholy Heat. Unholy Yeet, am I right? So I don't want to like walk this Liliana into a Spell Pierce. Please go for a Murktide. So rude. Got the Murktide, just cast it. Just put the card on the battlefield. It's the worst that could happen. Unfortunately, their deck's just like way more adept at playing the draw go game. Alright, so let's cast the card Dress Down. Opponent fights over the card Dress Down. Follow up with Unholy Heat. We should have waited till they went to combat, but whatever. Here we are. I just Spyro ditching double land. Could Lili tick up, ditch a land. They've got creature, instant, artifact, land. Let's go iteration. Kind of like iteration. Alright. We'll go... Might go into hand. Delta to hand. Fence to the bottom. Shadow to exile. Play Shadow. Play Delta. Say go. Why the season Pyromancer and Liliana? I mean, could you explain the decision behind those? Yeah, so the idea for this build of Shadow is I want to go bigger. Like, you lose the grind race against decks like 4-color and blue-white control, things like that. Let's see. So this build is playing elements that let you like grind into the mid to late game better, which typically involves more 3-drops. Hence Liliana, Seasoned Pyromancer, stuff like that. Whereas the other builds, if you're just playing like kind of vanilla Shadow, you can just run out of gas really, really easily. So, opponent's missing land drops. So I'm kind of assuming they just got a bunch of gas in hand. I really don't want to just throw out this Spyro into a counter spell. I feel like that's just really bad use of my mana. Don't want Vanilla Shadow. We're playing like, what is it, Neapolitan Shadow? Just all the options. Alright. Croaks is really good here. So. And I'm also trying not to just make it so that they can like Archmage's Charm, steal my Shadow, and they've got the threat and I don't. Which is why I'm just like poking for one. Discard Dragon's Rage Channeler. So like, what would they need to hold up that Dragon's Rage Channeler isn't a worthwhile play? They could go like bolt themselves, Archmage's Charm to steal my Shadow. That'd be spicy. And then I don't want to go down ridiculously low on life to save this Shadow. Because if they've just got like 2 bolts in hand, I just die. And contrary to popular belief, when you have the option to just die to a couple cards, don't typically recommend it. But it looks like here comes Murktide. Yep. 6/6 Murktide. Why? Oh, they've got another Murktide in hand. That, like, has to be it. Because there's no reason to, like, intentionally let the first one die to Unholy Heat. If you don't have the second one. Alright, now, what am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could dash Ragavan. I think that's going to be my play. Dash Ragavan. See if they go for like counter spell or removal spell or something like this on this. And then I get to escape Croxa. If they don't have an answer, I'm probably just escaping Croxa anyway. So yeah. Kill that. We go red, red, black, black. 2, 3. Keep in heat. Leave a bauble. Here's Croxa. See, it seems interesting though. I've been trying and liking the blue-black list because the early removal plus counter and the high quality of threats. Yeah, the blue-black list is good. Like, I certainly wouldn't say don't play it or anything like that. You just have to understand that the weakness of that deck is your opponent can get down stuff early, and your early interaction is pretty wanting. A lot of tension between all these cards. Between their cards or between our cards. Decent amount between our cards. Absolutely. Ooh. Opponent main phase Archmage's Charm draw 2 is like... Thank you. We will take that. Holy Heat Croxa, sure. So I think we're just going to escape Croxa again. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I go down 3 card types. So I want to leave instant so that, or take all the instants, leave something to where instant will give me delirium back. So this is artifact, enchantment, sorcery. Yeah. Hard to find a spot to Spyro unless your hand sucks. Well, yeah, but it's been like tension between exactly these two, right? Like if this wasn't a Spyro, I probably would have slammed Lili a while ago. Or if I had more cards, I would have slammed Spyro a while ago. But I'm just trying to like force the value of, okay, I want to Spyro in a position where I've got like no cards and I can guarantee get the value. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yes, we're just holding double drown. And I don't think we can really lose from here. So, counter this. Alright. So what all did we beat there? Double Murktide, Charm, double Consider, double Spell Pierce, triple Consider, Counter Spell, triple Unholy Heat, Bolt. Gotta get your opponent salty that Spyro's their last card. That's how it always is though, right? Like, every time you're playing against a an opponent where or that has Spyro, like Ponza or something, you get them empty and they're just like, oh, top deck Spyro, draw 2, get wrecked. Yo, what's good? Sultai, Shadow, Ledger Shredder with Virals. Bench, I believe it's past your bedtime. It's time to go. Go take a nap. Go cook some food. Post the food on Twitter. Alright. Opponent mold to 6. See what kind of opener they got. Not the one I wanted them to have. Bench forgot how to play MTG. Clearly. Too deep in the arc. Haven't been on MTGO, but how is Ledger Shredder seeing a lot of play in Modern? Well, because everybody's convinced it's the new hot thing. I mean, like, card's fine. I wouldn't call it great. Want to play my soul guide? Maybe draw a card. They're gonna blood moon me here. Yep. Alright. Good times. Get out of here. You have another. Alright. So we can Spyro here. Ditch some number of things that we can't play under Blood Moon. So, drown iteration. Because if I find a basic swamp, I can cast the front half of Croxa, and that's something. We've got Delirium, so another Unholy Heat lets us kill their Channeler if they find Delirium. You don't say. Alright, we're cracking in. If you cast anything to get a Channeler trigger, I'm Unholy Heating the hell out of it. They kept a card on top with their last Surveil with Bobble. Yeah, now we can get back Pyromancer tokens. They go top or bottom. Ditch the Archmage's Charm. Yeah, let's go ahead and kill this. Iteration, sure. We've got no Ragavans still in the deck. Get their little tokens. We just need to find another Spyro. That would be like prime real estate. Magus. Okay. EE's not terrible. How come I've been playing again? So, I stopped playing for a while because work got really busy, and I started playing again because I started getting more free time, so... Like, everything's been a lot smoother. The process is smoother. Getting houses sold. There we go. That's the ticket. Alright, so we are spiraling first. In case I hit like an unholy heat or something. We'll ditch Ledger, Shredder, and Thoughtseize. Crack. Crack in little tokens. Alright. Come on, Spyro. Come on, Spyro. We've got EE to blow that up. Yeah? Yeah? Is it gonna work? Are we doing it? Is this what the kids call pod racing? Oh, got him. Oh, man. Beating Blue-Red Murktide when you get Blood Mooned out on the draw turn 2. Feels so good. Oh. Spyro's just too expensive, but so good. Okay. Let's talk about the list briefly. Oh. So the idea behind this list, if you're getting in late, or if you came from one of the raids or something, is we're trying to take Grixis Shadow and like go a bit bigger. Like if our opponents are playing Omnaths and Solitudes and all this stuff that just kind of like wreck the Shadow plan, let's try to do things a little bit better, which is play Seasoned Pyromancer, Liliana of the Veil, go more in on like Croxa and things like that. And this is kind of where that list is currently headed. We're trying to target things in the meta like 4-color, blue-white control, Murktide, and like improve our chances against those matchups. Which, as we saw here, we beat Murktide multiple times. We beat 4-color Pile. So if you're wanting to like have a little more game against those decks, then this might be an option you're interested in checking out. The sideboard, I think everything was pretty relevant. Maybe Mystical Dispute and Flusterstorm were like the worst cards that league. I would also... I think Croaks is really, really good. I wouldn't hate the idea of getting rid of Croxa just to get basic Island in the deck. Because, like, against those Blood Moon decks, having access to the basic Island is pretty nice. But at the same time, like, Croxa's excellent in the blue-white matchup, the 4-color Pile matchups. We saw it really shine against our first blue-red Murktide opponent. So keep that in mind if you're considering like swapping those out at any point. So let's see. Little light on early removal, playing just 3 heats, but it worked out. Yeah, but like we're not playing so much to try to fight over the Ragavans. We're playing to try to fight over the Murktides, which is why we've got like the main deck terminates, Unholy Heat instead of the Lightning Bolts. But like turn 2, we've got Shredder can stand in front of a Ragavan, Drown in the Lock, terminate, I'll kill it. So it's more about just the matchups that we really want to be targeting. That early removal isn't very good. So that's kind of where we came up with the numbers. All right. See, I really like Dress Down, but it feels really awkward specifically versus Murktide. The Terminates are nice for that, but I don't like that Murktide can't be targeted. So the Dress Downs are super important for like, oh, meant Drown in the Lock. Yeah, Drown in the Lock's not great against the card Murktide itself, but it hits everything else in the deck. As long as you're not like stuck under a what's it called? A Relic of Progenitus. But since a lot of these decks are moving to Unlicensed Hearse, then Drown gets a lot better against them. Well, like everything besides Murktide, and then like Jace the Mind Sculptor and the occasional Blood Moon or Archmage's Charm is 2 or less. So you get that online super, super easy. And it just gives you like an on-mana way of fighting over counter spells and Archmage's Charms and stuff like that. I'd like to fit a 3rd Shredder since you don't have DRC. You mean like over the Liliana? I think Liliana was really solid. She really showed up against the 4-color pile deck. She's the 3rd main deck answer for Murktide in that matchup, which is literally everywhere. Like, I feel like I play against multiple Murktide decks every time I sign up for a league. See her a lot against like Burn and stuff, and she's really solid. But you could always like move her to the sideboard and find an extra Ledger Shredder. Like move Lili to the board, cut the Dress Down or the Flusterstorm or something, and add a 3rd Shredder. But I don't think Shredder's impressed me enough yet to really want to up the numbers. It's been okay. Hammer Time. I was trying to think of what we played against. That was the other matchup that we beat this league. Hammer Time. So we beat 4-color, Hammer Time, 8-rack, and Murktide twice. So, pretty solid run for the deck. How's this list pair against Hammer? Seems like 3-mana removal is a way to lose against it. It's decent against Hammer. Because, like, you get the main deck Dress Down, so you're not just, like, auto-losing to Saga. Drown in the Lock's counter or kill against everything in the deck. Terminates kill. Unholy Heats or kill. Like, Ragavan's dead. But then, out of the board, you get, like, Terminate, K-Command, Alpine Moon, EEs. So I don't think it's bad. Like, you got to recognize what you're going to lose to. But other than that, it's fine. Try Hearse over Soul Guide next time. Maybe one Spell Snare. I'm not running Spell Snare. That card is way too narrow. I'd rather run Spell Pierce than Spell Snare. Try Hearse over a Soul Guide next time. Hearse has been pretty bad for me. Like, in a matchup like that, it's good. It's really good against blue-red. But against a matchup like Living End or something, where it's just come down, exile 2 things, and then they get to pop off with Living End, it's pretty bad. Why Soul Guide over Nihil only for the card removal from graveyard when entering? No, because Soul Guide Lantern doesn't target. So it gets around opposing Leyline of Sanctities out of like Dredge and Living End and decks like those. Since it just says exile each opponent's graveyard. Like, Nihil Spellbomb is 10 times better in, like, the black-red mirrors and things like that. But I'm not running Grave Hate for the mirrors. I'm running Grave Hate for the unfair matchups. I just happen to bring them in against, like, Murktide, or, like, bring in a couple of them. Alright. So... yeah. Come on. I know everybody is going to be hating on me for it, but I do have to go. So this was another short stream, but I am really glad that we got to have the trophy on stream. That was really nice. So we're gonna send everybody over to Draco Wing, who's playing some Merfolk. So if you want to stick around, share some love from the channel, feel free to do that. Otherwise, thanks everybody so much for coming and hanging out. Appreciate all the continued support. We'll have this league up on YouTube pretty quickly. So if you want the link to that, it is in chat now. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Should have a more extended stream tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Might play this again. Might play Blue-Red Murktide Shadow. We'll just kind of see how it goes. But other than that, I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. Stay safe. Enjoy some good food and company. And I will catch y'all back tomorrow.